Lots of people. Let me clue you in here. Lots of people out there saying, Taylor, you're clearly autistic. And I'll play along with it for the jokes, but guess what? I'm going to prove once and for all with 3 different online tests. The most rigorous of academic standards. The online test. I'll have you know it took me 40 seconds to find all 3 of these. And if you think that I'd be so vain that I Googled all the types of answers to avoid so I would come up as passing the test, then you clearly don't trust me. We're going to start out with ADD to attitude inside the ADHD mind. Do I have autism? I don't want to read that. I have a feeling I'd just answer it. Do you prefer to read nonfiction over fiction books? Well, I mean, sometimes. Are you always the first one to notice when a friend has gotten a haircut or made a small change to their appearance? Never. I'm never that person that notices that. I don't know. My girlfriend doesn't like when I don't notice her getting haircuts and shit. That's not going to change. Are expressions like curiosity killed the cat or don't count your chickens before they hatch confusing to me? No. No. I would say rarely. There's probably some stupid saying that I don't get. But curiosity killed the cat, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Pretty easy. But I don't want to say never, so I'll say rarely. There probably is one that I think is stupid. Think about your daily routine. Would you say you follow the same schedule every day of the week and don't like unexpected events? Yeah, I like having a schedule. I like having a nice schedule. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Do you enjoy inventing your own words and expressions that might seem quirky to others? Do I do that? Probably. That's yeah, okay, fine. Very often. Shit, I'm gonna lose. This was just a bad idea. Shit. Did bullies target me in grade school? Nah, I was too big. Too big of a kid. Or no, wait. There was this kid once, Jared, who pushed me down. He pushed me down on the playground. But then I tripped him pretty good later at a different recess, and he scabbed his knee up. So I would call that a wash. So I'll keep it at rarely. Have you always wanted a best friend but never found one? What kind of answer is rarely or sometimes to this? Doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, fuck Jared. I bet he's a bitch now. He was fat at that age, and I bet he's even fatter than I am now. Thank you, AJC Awesome, for the sub. No, I've always... I never really... I guess when I was in grade school, I had, like, that best friend, but then once middle school and high school and shit, it was more like I had a group of good friends, so... no, I would say no. I'm kind of interpreting this as, like, this is strongly disagree, this is somewhat disagree, this is neutral, this is, somewhat agree, this is strongly agree. So, I guess never. I always had quite a few friends. Do your family members lovingly refer to you as the eccentric professor of the family, even though you don't work anywhere near academia? I've never been called an eccentric professor. That's incredibly lame. But they do. I am kind of weird. So I would say often, I guess. No, sometimes. Okay, let's be honest with yourself, Taylor. A little bit often. You are odd. Yeah, I do get really into games. I get really into games. Watch it, Bran. Fucking watch it, Bran. No gamer words. I get really into games at family get-togethers. That's not autism, though. Remember me, douchebag? It's Jared from high school. Does your family ever call you retarded? That would be a funny-ass question. I don't know, just doing fucking what I do online. Of course that's weird. Most people don't do that shit. Do people say I speak like a robot? No. Nobody ever says that. I speak like an eloquent Like, I speak like that fucking movie about the King's Speech, except I never had to get over a stutter. So I'm even better than the King's Speech guy, if you think about it. Yeah, the robot speaking motherfucker, that's like the guy from Grandma's Boy. He's like, does not compute. That movie rocks. I have not watched Grandma's Boy in a while. I'm due for a rewatch of Grandma's Boy. Guest tonight, it's, there was a little bit of up in the air stuff. I was texting Chiz about this earlier today. But I think it's going to be Danny Mullen. Don't hold my feet to the fire on that, but I think so. Do you prefer to play individual games in sports like golf, where everyone works themselves, instead of team sports and games? I'll say sometimes. I had a lot more fun growing up, playing team sports like hockey and shit. But I can appreciate some solo sports. I like tennis too, singles tennis. That was fun. Are you always bumping into things or tripping over your own feet? Never. I'm too athletic. I'm light on my feet. I'm like fucking Legolas on that mountain when Saruman is trying to call down all that snow. Legolas, light in his loafers, fucking pitter-pattering right across the top. I never trip. Ever. Are you really, really good at math or music? No. No. Nope. I'm not good at either. I'm bad at both. Is your memory like a steel trap, even for facts that you don't fully understand? I don't know. I remember shit about monkeys, so I'll say sometimes, but I'm not remembering, like, math theorems or where I ate lunch 3 days ago. Things like that. Do you have trouble understanding what people mean when they say they feel embarrassed for someone else? Not at all. I feel embarrassed for other people all the time. That, like, stomachache feeling, especially at things like karaoke. Oof. I hate that feeling. I've never done karaoke, but when I go to karaoke bars, I feel pressure to get drunk so that I'm not as embarrassed for the people who are singing. Unless they're really good. If they're really good, it's not embarrassing. But they're never really good because they're always fucking tanked. It's not that I don't understand where I ate lunch 3 days ago, big-headed retard. I'm saying that, you know, if it weren't quarantine and someone comes up to you on a Sunday and goes, hey, where'd you eat lunch on Wednesday this past week? I probably wouldn't remember. Probably all got lost in the jumble. When you're having a conversation with someone, do you prefer to look at the wall, her shoes, or anywhere but directly into her eyes? Never. No. Maybe that was like being in sales and shit like that for so long, but always look into the eyes. That's how you have a fucking conversation. It feels disrespectful when you're talking to someone and they're staring at a wall or they're like looking at their shoes or they're like rolling. I hate that. I hate having a conversation. If they gave the option of tits, I would have been honest, but they didn't do that, so take that. Sorry, I'm autistic. I have to stare at your fucking melons, ma'am. You were asking for it by walking around outside with big tits. No, I'm autistic. I can't, yeah. That'd be a funny social experiment. Do you talk to friends at a party the same way you would talk to coworkers in an office? Of course not. Who would do that? That's weird as shit. Even when you're in a quiet place like the library, do you find yourself making involuntary noises like clearing your throat over and over? I mean, sometimes when I'm reading at the library, I go, my dogs are freaking out. I'm autistic and I'm reading! Quiet, boys. I'm sorry I riled you up. I'm sorry I riled you up. Fozzie Teddy, be quiet! Even when you're, oh wait, yeah, never. I tap my feet a lot. When I'm doing the podcast, like, I move my legs around, I move my feet around a lot, but that's not a noise, so I guess never. No, I don't want more information. You scored 22 out of 88. The higher the point total, the likely... Look at that. I told you I would pass. One down. 1 down. Okay, fine. 25. Okay, when you put it that way, it seems not as good of a win. Just say Holy shit, my dogs are freaking out about something. I'm gonna have to put them in the kennel if they don't stop acting up. I'm gonna have to put them in the cage. All right, number 2. This one's got more questions, so it's probably more reputable. Damn, 22 out of 88 seemed like a really good score, but then when you said you're 25% autistic, it doesn't seem as good. That's okay, though. I'll pass this one with flying colors. I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others. Depends what it is. Depends what it is. If it's watching a movie, well, you know what? Slightly disagree. I prefer the company of others. I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, my morning... Yeah, I definitely agree. I like having routines. Thanks, Georgie! I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even upset... Yeah, definitely I do that. I am very sensitive to noise and will earplugs or cover my... Yeah, I've never done that. Sometimes people say I'm being rude, even though I think I'm being polite. Definitely disagree. I'm always hyper-conscious about being polite to, like, people in tolls and waiters and waitresses and, like, secretaries at offices. Like, I don't like when I see people be rude to service people, and so I always really make an effort to be polite. Big Head Society, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like. I've never really thought about that. I guess I disagree on that. Like, it is kind of hard to... No, that's not even true. But, well... yeah, I guess a lot of the time I think of the movie characters. So if I put slightly agree, that's cheating. Slightly disagree. I do go to the movie characters a good bit. I find it easy to talk in groups of people. Definitely agree. I am more interested in finding out about things than people. I'd say slight agree on that one. Slight agree. I find numbers, dates, and strings of information fascinating. Strings of information makes it sound so autistic. But dates I'm interested in. I did spend hours and hours a couple weeks ago going back through all of the kings of England and like reading about all them. Wasted many, many hours doing that. So I guess slightly agree. That was a huge waste of time. I don't even hardly remember the shit I was reading about. But it was cool to go back through all the kings and see, like, it goes from photos, and then it goes back to a style of painting, and then it goes back to a different style of painting, and then by the time you get to, like, year 900, it's just, like, it'll be like, this is, you know, Aeon the Great, and it's a picture of him. Looks like it was done by fucking me, left-handed. I prefer non-fiction books to films and fiction. No, I like films and fiction more. It's easier to lose yourself. Oh, is Bowmeister out, Bran? Oh, that's disappointing. Well, not disappointing. He had a great career. Oh, yeah. Matt Woodworth, thank you for the $4.69. Don't worry, Big T. Nothing to worry about with a touch of the tism. We don't know if I have it yet. I passed the last test. I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed. Yeah, I don't like that. It's difficult for me to understand other people's facial expression and body language. That's not at all. I don't have any problems making small talk with new people. Agree, small talk is easy. I notice very small changes in the person's appearance. Not at all. I think out of those last couple questions, I definitely won a couple. When I was young, I used to play lots of Let's Pretend or imaginary games. Yeah. That's normal. Everybody does that. Everybody played Pretend. Yeah, I know, I took an L on the routine, and I think I just took an L on the Fantasyland. Everybody played Pretend as a kid. You telling me you didn't play Pretend? Then you were a boring child. You were a shitty kid, and your parents are probably inside like, wait, does he have no imagination? Why doesn't he play? I like collecting information about things I am interested in. Once again, how is this possibly... Of course, everybody does that. This is a... look at this. This test is from the UK. Who knows what's going on over there? I like meeting new people. Yeah, definitely. People talk close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. No, nobody's ever said that, but I do talk about hockey a lot. And on the podcast, we do talk about animals fighting a lot, but the podcast is definitely different. That's different than just like a normal chat. But no, I've never had anybody say that. So I'll say disagree on that one to be fair. Question 19. I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking at their facial expressions. Yeah, that's usually not that hard. New social situations make me feel anxious. No, they don't. That was a W. That was a W column for sure, dude. It's important to me to carefully plan any activities I'm going to do. Yeah. I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are. No, you can usually tell. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children. Definitely disagree. I just tap back into imagination land. And I'm solid. I can pretend with the best of them, boys. Let me around your kids, let me show you. I am a good diplomat and can help ease difficult social or work situations. I would say agree. I am often the last person to understand a joke. Disagree. I like doing things spontaneously. Slightly disagree. I like to have it mapped out. I like to have it mapped out a bit. Well, Bran, the thing about playing with kids is you can't just go to the park. It's like you have to be invited by the parents, usually a family friend. And then you get to pretend that you're playing pretend with them, but really you're talking shit right to them about your parents. You'd be like, oh, I'm a wizard. Your mom's a fucking whore, Billy. She sucked my cock in high school. I'll never forget that. Billy, your dad's a closet alcoholic. He hates his life. Oh, I'm Aragorn. Woo, kids having fun. When you go to sleep, your dad drinks and he thinks about things that I'm not even going to tell you now. You'll figure it out when you're older. Things like that. It's a way to fuck with kids. If I am interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand. No. I'll say slightly disagree because everybody, if you're interrupted, for everybody, it's a tiny bit hard to get back on. So I'll say slightly disagree. I notice patterns in things all the time. Well, it's not just me noticing the patterns. It's the fact that the rest of the world seemingly is not acknowledging said patterns, you know? So definitely agree to this one. I have some very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them. Thank you, DeWiff. Thank you for the 5 months of sub. Did you ever screen the video of the kid asking Woody for sex advice? Oh, I still have to do that. It's just a little kid asking about sex advice. You know, well, I'll have to screen that one. I have some very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them. Yeah, definitely. Desynchronization. Thank you for the 5 buccarinos. Long ass message, so I gotta check over here. I have a presentation tomorrow and could do with the luck, so I thought karma may help me out if I donated to a mentally challenged man. Thanks, brother. Well, thank you for the $5, my friend. And, oh, Neptune, thank you for the sub. I can tell if someone I'm talking to is getting bored. Yes, definitely. I hate that feeling, because then you feel like you have to rush through your story, and then you realize, oh, it wasn't actually good anyway. Look at that. 11 out of 30. That doesn't mean I'm a third autistic. It means that I'm common. No. Not slightism. Not slightism. That's up here. I'm 2 underneath it. 2 underneath. You can't add them up to 50% autistic. That's not how math works. Imagine getting like furious about the results of your online autism test. You know what's funny is, like, it's totally understood that online IQ tests are total nonsense for the most part. Like, you have to go to a person and have it administered to you, but an online autism test, you're like, oh, guess these are the fucking results. Huh? Guess this is reality. All right. The final one. I am a non-binary. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm a male who is 29. 2/3 Audi. Love the excuses. See, I had the Canadian Luke. I had the idea of doing this as like a bit on PKA, but then it was like the amount of time it would take and like having to wait for someone to do it. I wasn't sure if that would play well for audio only people. But who knows? It is difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking. Not true. Some ordinary textures that do not bother others feel very offensive when they touch my skin. This is normal, but toilet paper tubes, there's something about the texture of a toilet paper tube that, oh, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about, I hate touching those things. I fucking hate it. There's something about it. It's the cardboard, but other cardboard is fine. It's something about the gritty, like, ugh. I hate that. I hate rubbing my hands on, like, printer paper, too. I don't like that. But I'm not going to freak out about it. I change when I'm done wiping my ass and there's no more toilet paper. I replace. You hate touching ice on the fridge. See? Some people do that. Deaf autistic on that one. Yeah, okay, fine. Credit where credit's due. I lost that question. I hate touching my grandpa's penis. Yeah. Does that make me autistic? It's like, no, Billy, you were molested. Is it very difficult for me to work and function in groups? No. I like group work. As long as you don't get stuck with some lazy bitch. Which you always inevitably do. At least in school. It is difficult to figure out what other people expect from me. When I was younger, yeah. Not now. I don't often know how to act in social situations. Well, true when I was younger, because I definitely misbehaved and would run around malls and break things, and so that wasn't good. Relapse, thanks for the sub, buddy. For you, it's biting towels. You hate biting towels. I've never bit a towel. I don't think that would bother me, though. Biting tinfoil, but that's something that everybody knows is unpleasant. Clipping the tips of your teeth with fucking toenail clippers, that would be unpleasant. I can chat and make small talk with people. I mean, I guess that was true when I was younger, too, because I did not shut the fuck up as a kid. When I feel overwhelmed from my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. Does that just mean that if I get stressed out, that I like some alone time to think? Because that's true. But it's not like I get panicked and I have to be alone. Dwayne, thank you for the sub. Overwhelmed by my senses, though, doesn't make it sound like I'm stressed out about a work thing or something I have to get done. Yeah, that means like if it's too loud or something. Okay, so that's not true. I've never been upset by noises and stuff. How to make friends and socialize is a mystery to me. No, it was always not that hard to make friends. When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it is my turn to talk or to listen. When I was younger, definitely true. I never stopped to let people or let adults talk. I just would motorboat. Motorboat? Is that even what it is? Sometimes I have to cover my ears to block out painful noises, like vacuum cleaners or people talking too much or too loudly. No. I love the sound of my vacuum. It means cleanliness is coming. It can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when we are talking. No, even when I was younger. Like, you can tell when someone's pissed at you. Yeah, everybody's just writing Woody in chat. I focus on details rather than the overall idea. Thank you, Matt Woodworth, for the sub. I thought you had already subbed. I thought I'd seen your name in there. Oh, there's your second month. Thank you very much. I focus on... Wait, did I miss one? No. I focus on details rather than the overall idea. That was really true when I was younger. I would, like, have trouble getting projects done because I would get so fixated on little things, but not anymore. I take things too literally, so I often miss what people are trying to say. No. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. That was definitely true when I was younger. I think I could roll with the punches a little bit more now. Let's see. Another passing grade. Scored a total of 8. Boom! This is the most accurate test. This is the accurate one. That last one we did that said that I was almost into the slight category, that's pseudoscientific nonsense. Nonsense. Yeah, I do think the questions I'm getting wrong are more about obsessive-compulsive shit than they are autism. I think you're right. 25% autistic. Yeah, I'm also... Thank you, Stringer. I'm also in the I'm not autistic gang. And if I am, that just makes me brave, right? That makes me a brave boy. The struggles I go through every day just to live in the world like you, what do they call it? Like neurodiverse? What's the fucking word they made up to neurotypical? Jesus, isn't that lame? Well, we have to have a label for people who don't have mental disorders. It's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Who cares? Yeah, it's called Neuro. Shut the fuck up about it already.